And I thought we would take a look at something I thought was pretty interesting here. Let's look at the history of YouTube. Now, a lot of you know that YouTube is apparently changing their terms of service on December 10th, which includes any channel that is not financially viable for them, they can remove. So keep up with Sibrel, Sibrel.com. That's linked here. If you go to my YouTube page, just click on this one here. Well, of course, it won't be there necessarily, but just go to Sibrel.com, and hopefully sometime next year, I'll have a website that will be a backup or maybe the new version of my YouTube channel. It will be Sibrel.com will take you to that. So if YouTube channel ever goes down, go to Sibrel.com, and even though it may look like this temporarily, at some point next year, it will be a news service for multiple stories about various true conspiracies, plots against mankind from the criminal elite around the world. Now, here's the history of YouTube. It says it was started in February of 2005, right here, created February 2005, and then one whole year later, Google bought it. Oh, how about that? So let's talk about Google. It says here that Google was funded with money from the CIA and the NSA. Well, and I'll, of course, link to this article in the description of this video. So Google and the CIA are one and the same thing. Trust me. This is why YouTube, that started out originally as a service for everyone to post videos about whatever, they quickly took it over so that that could be brought under control. And of course, that's what's going on here. I believe almost every media outlet, telecommunication company has been purchased by the intelligence community, CIA, NSA, NRO, and all those others out there, and some we don't know about, because they have a missing $2.3 trillion that they admitted was missing from the Pentagon budget. That's $2,300 billion. CNN was sold for $7 billion, half the price of one ship in the Navy. So I think they've gobbled up AT&T and all those services, and Verizon and Google and Yahoo and Facebook, so that they can, control everything. They make profits from it. And of course, it's the CIA's business for a long time to have fronts, fake businesses that appear to be independently owned when in fact they're the ones controlling them. In fact, we recently talked about my Wikipedia page, and we just, like I told you, it's a losing battle. We just tried to change it from, or the, subscribers of this page to, here it is saying that it's the false belief that the moon landings, were staged. Someone changed it a couple of days ago to highly disputed, which is true. But false belief is not true. It's not false. I mean, it's disputed. And so why is it that the people who lie have the upper hand on the internet? I mean, why are they the ones in control? Well, here you have it here. Operation Mockingbird, which they say is alleged, large-scale program of the United States Central Intelligence Agency that began in the early 50s. Oh, so it's alleged, but it began in the early 50s. We know that it's not alleged because Washington reporter for the Washington Post, he discovered, this is around the time of Watergate. If you read this here, it says more than 400 American journalists that they know of have secretly carried out assignments for the Central Intelligence Agency, according to documents on file at the CIA. In many instances, CIA documents show that journalists, in quotes, were contracted to perform covert missions for the CIA with the consent of the leading managers of America's leading news organizations, including Time, Newsweek, New York Times, ABC, NBC, CBS, Associated Press, and of course, back then, these weren't in existence, CNN, USA Today, but basically they controlled everything in the 70s, and they're 10 times more in control of the media now. All this has been documented. So let's go to YouTube and just take a look here. Let's type in a funny thing happened on the way to the moon. right? My film about the moon landing fraud. It has over 2 million views. You would think that would come up to the top here, right? Oh, it doesn't. A film with only 70,000 views compared to my 2 million, which calls itself A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon, simply because that was the name of my film. So when you want to see the film that exposes the moon landing fraud, instead you see a film trying to defend the moon landing fraud. You go down. What do we have here? Nothing. No, A Funny Thing Happened. Hey, look at this. My page appeared in there somehow, some way, but not the film. A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. That's a copy of my film. Here's my film again, but oh, they finally put it up there because I made a video about it. Because if I show you what I did 2 days ago, this finally appeared like, I guess about, I don't know, 20 from the top. And someone must be knowing I'm about to record it because I did a preliminary recording of it just yesterday and it was 20 from the top. I guess they know what I'm up to. So now it's only 10 from the top, so it doesn't look as bad. But the point is that it should be at the top. And what is at the top isn't to, prove the moon landing fraud. It's to disprove my movie. In fact, let's just type in moon landing conspiracy, or let's put moon landing hoax. Okay, so we want to see about the moon landing hoax. Let's see about that. Okay, but instead of seeing about the hoax, you see videos about how it's not a hoax. Okay, many still convinced that it was a hoax, and here's why it's not. Was it faked? And they're saying no, it's not. Here's one saying it's debunked. Here's the one that says it's debunked, right? He's talking about me and my film specifically. So you want to see about the moon landing hoax, but instead you get all these videos about how it's not a hoax. They debunk the theory. It's debunked. It's debunked. It's debunked. You know what I mean? You want to find out about how it's a hoax, but you don't. You find out about the exact opposite, And so here's, right before they turned off my monetization, I'm making, I added almost 2,000 subscribers in a single month. I had 3 million minutes watched. I had 11,000 likes and 10,000 shares. You would think they would want to promote that and make money from that. Okay, so here's the famous instance of me being punched by Buzz Aldrin. You can see this is my video from my channel published about 3.5 years ago. And it's got 400,000 views. Now here's a video that someone just sent me. And this one here, on the other hand, has been posted only about, 5 months ago. And yet it has 2 million views. And it's a copy of my copyrighted work. A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon cost about $500,000, and this film, Astronauts Gone Wild, cost $300,000. We traveled all over the place. We had lawyers, we had editors, we had camera crews. $300,000, and this person, if their channel is monetized, even though mine isn't, for every 1 million views, you make about $2,000 in advertising. So here's $4,000 of ad revenue that I lost because they took it off my channel. Now, but they also lost that money because they get about half of this. So if Google was really in the business to make money, why would they take $4,000 and throw it in the garbage? That doesn't make any sense to me. My number one sponsor was Nissan Motors, and they could care less whether you're Republican or Democrat, believe in God or don't, believe that the moon landings are real or not. They just want you to buy a car. They don't care. So to say that my channel isn't commercially viable, here's proof that it is. Because when someone else puts it up here, they get promoted. Why is the original video, from the guy who filmed it not being promoted? It only has 400,000 views in 3.5 years. But someone else copies it and their channel, look at this, they only have 653 subscribers. I've got 35,000 subscribers. So how is it that a channel with only 653 subscribers gets 2 million views in 5 months off of a video that I posted for 3 years with, how many? 70 times the number of subscribers and yet I only get 400,000 views. And, they get presumably ad revenue from it. I've recently filed a copyright claim. This film was taken down. But nevertheless, the point is that Google is throwing their money away. They took about $4,000 away from me from this one video that could be promoted, right? And they also threw that money away because they get half the ad revenue. So they threw $4,000 of their own money away. Why is that? Why would a company in business allegedly to make money throw away their own ad revenue? Well, because they're not in business to make money. They're in business to control information. That's why they were bought out after only 1 year. After only being owned by them for 1 year. They quickly, Google gobbled them up. And you'll see from the links in the description of this video that Google is, created and funded by the CIA. It's not a secret. And here's, a link to how Operation Mockingbird from the 50s proves that that's the case. And here's a Washington Post reporter, acknowledging that 400 journalists are on the CIA payroll, So they're just buying this stuff up, and the truth is not being promoted, being demonetized first, and then not appearing in the search results. And then if anyone else posts my films, they get, 2 million views in 5 months, but the originator of it, his channel doesn't get any promotion of it at all. Just pretty amazing. This is what we're up against here. If you want to support this channel, then just go to my channel up here. Let's see where it is here, YouTube channel, and click on the little support here to make up for YouTube being mean to me, and it'll take you to a PayPal donate page. And then, keep in mind, keep open here for Sabrel.com, because at some point, this is going to be taken down. They've warned everybody in advance. They're probably not going to shut off everybody at one time to make it look a little bit more gradual. But I can tell you, when they demonetized me, they demonetized hundreds of truth-telling YouTube channels within the same week. Now, that's throwing millions and millions and millions of dollars away. Who in their right mind, a businessman, would do that? Because they're not in business to make money. They're in business to control information. So keep an eye out for Sabrel.com, and that will hopefully next year be a new website that will have all sorts of articles and stories about the latest breaking news, so that we're not YouTube dependent anymore. And thank you for your kindness and support.